We know Metro Council members are expected to vote tonight. This is on a resolution that would temporarily pause Nashville Electric Service's new tree trimming method.
So this vote comes after some homeowners raised concerns about safety and damage to their properties. Our Jolene Bukovac is live this morning with why some residents say the aggressive trimming is leaving them worried ahead of future storms. Jolene.
Yeah, well, right now, some neighbors that we've talked to, they say that they do understand that NES wants to protect the power lines, especially after the devastating ice storm that we had in January. But after their more aggressive tree trimming approach started in February, this is now raising some additional concerns among neighbors in some areas, especially when it comes to safety. So NES started using this new, more aggressive tree trimming approach in February, and this is a ground to sky trimming method and cutting trees back to create at least 15 feet of clearance around power lines. But one Madison resident says that after crews trimmed her large oak tree, most of the weight is now hanging over her home.
I'm scared that with the rain coming, is it going to make the ground soft? Is it going to make the branches heavy? We don't know now how severe cleaning this up is. Financially, sure, I can clean this up. Not everybody has that privilege around our neighborhoods.
And right now, several Metro Council members are backing a resolution that would pause the current trimming method while the city and NES look at possible alternatives and studying the effects of their current tree trimming process on the canopy landscape of Nashville. So Metro Council members, they are expected to vote on that resolution later today, and we'll be following that meeting and let you know exactly what happens this evening.